Microphone wasn't even on. Wow. Oh, what a busy day it was today. So, like I was saying, hopefully everyone has had a really beautiful Friday so far, and hopefully all the bad weather has passed and you guys get to enjoy your weekend. I am the Panda Photographer. In today's live streams, you're gonna see me do a bunch, maybe like 2 or 3 photos. I'm gonna add some photos. I'm gonna show you how I process them once again. But today's episode, or this is season 2 to the Photoshop and Lightroom series. This is episode 15. If you guys haven't been keeping updates on some of my content here on this channel, but it's good to see you guys and try to wait a little bit before we get started. So, what did you get this weekend? I know a bunch of photographers got some new toys this weekend, like David Oster had got the 24mm f1.4, which I'm hearing a lot of good things about the Sony lens, which is a G Master, but I'm gonna go with the underdogs. That's what I'd like to buy. The underdogs, people that just don't use certain lenses. I like the underdogs. So. And it's not telling me if I'm live streaming or not anymore. Once again, YouTube, you are something else. You are something else. Okay. Sorry, I'm not getting any notifications. I didn't even get a notification that I was actually online. So that's proof that YouTube has been filtering my channel, because it's already past 1:30 and the show starts at 1:30, and now there's no pop-up. Normally I'll actually remind myself when to start. My phone goes off and lets me know, but obviously that's not the case here. So all right, so I'm just trying to wait for a couple of people to pop into the chat or into the live stream. So we're gonna set it up just a little bit like this at first. So normally it's supposed to be at 3 p.m., but I got other obligations at around 4 o'clock. So this takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to break down. I gotta make sure all the camera gear is put back in the camera bag and the Pelican case to make sure it is secured and saved. And when I'm actually transporting all this gear, I gotta make sure that all of it is intact. So it's very, very important that I keep that kind of maintain attitude about what I do and what I love to do is being a photographer and getting to demonstrate some of the really amazing photography that I have been taking here in Madison, Wisconsin. So yeah, I wish my chair was a little higher though, just a little higher. But I don't understand why the library goes with these rounded chairs. I kind of like back support chairs, mostly not lower back chairs, because lower back chairs are not really good for you. Scientifically proven, these chairs are really bad for your back. But so, all right. So, what today's video is going to be consist of is you're going to see me work through a bunch of photos. You're going to see how I add them, and this is based on taste. So I try to get everything right in the camera first. So let's get that correct. I try to get everything correct in camera, make sure that everything's exposed right, my histogram is reading correctly. Sometimes in video I would underexpose, but we're doing photos today, so that's more important. So if you guys want to know what my settings are right now, I'm shooting on the Sigma 18-35 with the Sony a77. My ISO is at 800. I'm shooting at f1.8, 1/80th of a second apparently. Not only that, I'm actually having on a Manfrotto tripod with the micro rail system in the Endura Q08 Pro fluid ball head, whatever you want to call it. So I'll leave all the links down for those in the description below, so you guys can make a purchase on my Amazon affiliate links. So please do that. But if you guys want to support this channel financially as a travel photographer, and I do travel quite a bit, but I've been here for a little bit trying to deal with some other technical issues and financial issues. So it really does help if you guys click that PayPal donation. It does really help me out in the long run, and also keep these lights on. And no one wants to turn off the lights here, right? This is an artist trying to accomplish a dream. That dream is to, have an audience to share that experience with, and that is very important. So I want to try to keep the lights on here and try to keep doing this as much as possible, because I think this is what real travel photographers should be doing, which they do. They like to edit videos, but live streams are so much better. So when I do go to the next location, be aware that the next location, it will change. So setup will be different. I won't have this nice wide white table, which I really do like. This marble white table, it's really amazing, by the way. So, but yeah, so let's talk about some of the gear that I have here, just to recap, if you don't mind me doing that for you guys. So this is the Yi Technologies Yi M1 Micro Four Thirds 4K mirrorless camera. This little camera packs a punch. It's using a Sony IMX269 sensor. Great dynamic range. The recovery on this is pretty remarkable to a certain point. And this will compare to like a crop sensor. I'm not going to try to compare it to a full frame, but and I should, because the image quality, the color addition, the sharpness, the details, the image it captures in the process, and really nice. Now take this with a grain of salt. Your experience may vary. This particular camera, let's just show you the camera. This particular camera, when you're using manual lenses, you are going to save about 30 minutes of battery life. I would say about 30 minutes to 45 minutes up to 45 minutes up to battery life. I noticed when I was using a autofocus lens that it comes with, which is the 12 to 40 kit lens, it takes up a lot of juice because it's also using the autofocus on that lens. But when I use the IRIX lens, it lasts much longer, and it's not connected to any of the contacts, as you can see. So other than that, it's a great camera. This uses a Nikon flash mount, but you can buy a universal adapter for like 20 bucks. That's my plan, to no matter what kind of flash adapter that I have on here, it will connect. So what I'm going to do is use my Sony flashes on top of this, but it doesn't have a high speed sync feature, so I might use this at a pinch at an event, at 1/60 of a second, shooting at weddings maybe, or events or parties. So yeah, so that's great to have. So Godox system will work on this, mind you, it will work on it. But some of the image that I might add is coming from this particular lens, which is the IRIX 150 micro lens. So if you guys do like the micro lens, let me know down in the descriptions below. This is a really badass lens. It's really exceptional. Just the way it feels in the hand is just remarkable, and the way you focus pull is just smooth and accurate, and like you nail it. Yes, it takes some time to get used to at first, but once you get used to the lens and you own it, you are going to be nailing some really beautiful shots, which I'm going to be showing you in a moment. So, and I also got the Pateron up here. So, and this is by far a really good Pateron. This is probably your best micro lens, period, hands down. Contrast levels are great. A little bit of color fringing, but you can't really tell unless you pixel peeping. In some serious cases, you may be able to tell. Lens flare is sort of there, but and then the iris is just outstandingly controlled really well. But this is also controlled pretty well too, but I can tell there's a little bit of, you know, sun flare there as well. Design wise, they both are outstanding. This is weather seal, well, weather resistant, and this has weather resistant as well. And at the joints, there are weather gaskets, and not sure you can see this weather gasket right there in the back. Let me just hold it up like this so you can see the weather gasket. All right, pretty exceptional. Also, the Pateron also has it too. You can see the weather seal gasket, which is nice. But anyway, my settings are actually at neutral. I got my contrast down by 2, and I got my saturation down by 1. I left the sharpness on 0, but I'm shooting at f1.8. I'm not sure if I should boost it or not, but I think it's gonna be fine for now. And I wish I had an A6300. Anyone want to donate an A6300? Let me know. So, but yeah. So if you guys are interested in knowing all the other gear, I'm using this Lenovo Y700 SE laptop with special edition, which has a Munchkin and a GeForce graphics card. Only using SSDs. So yeah, and a 4K display, which is probably going to give me good accurate colors when it comes down to making color adjustments with photos. So I know we've been talking for about 13 minutes, and I really do apologize. I wanted to talk with you guys first before we start, so you get to know who I am. And it's important to get to know who the creator is on this channel. And I'm KK Alexander. Everyone calls me Panda, or some people pronounce my name wrong. It's not KK. It is not Kiki. It's Keiki, like cake that you eat, key that you turn. Keiki, Keiki, Keiki. So but I am a travel photographer that is trying to just do what I love the most and try to do live streams as much as I possibly can right now. So, and it's so important that I try to connect with the community. And apparently, I'm not connecting with anyone at this moment because YouTube failed to notify or send you guys notifications that I'm actually live right now. So that's really disappointing to see that YouTube doesn't respect who I am as a person, as an artist, and as a mutual respect. So yeah. So I hope you guys like the skin tone that I'm using, like get the color balance and everything. So, but before we start, let me just boot up some of these files in here, and let's go to my desktop. So on my desktop, I'm looking at some photos that I already taken with the Pateron now. I'm using the Pateron, so you guys have a good idea how I'm going to actually add these photos. So I already have a photo in mind that I really want to pick, but we can choose. I'm going to choose this photo here. I'm going to open it with Adobe first, which is going to open Camera Raw 11.3. Give it one moment to boot. And as I said, you guys want to financially support the channel to keep the lights on here. I really do appreciate it. If you do, hit the PayPal donation link. You do not need a PayPal account to donate to the cause and to education. It's important. But so before I start doing any processing, doing any editing, I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be doing. And look how sharp that looks already. Look, I zoomed in like at least 25% there. And I'm just amazed how sharp that looks. If I zoom in again, and just zoom in 100%, look how sharp that looks. Look at the edge. well controlled. Now I do see a little bit of chroma aberrations here, you can see, and as I said, if you're pixel peeping, you won't even tell. But I can see just a little bit of purple right here at the edge here, and that's because of the light. But it's not bad at all. That's good control in my opinion. So, and we can get rid of that. But other than that, that looks really good. If we not try to zoom in so much, but you can tell it's really sharp. That's 200%. My nephew. That's 200%. Sorry, 200% zoomed in, and we're gonna zoom back out. And wow, that's really crispy. Let's try to focus here. It's pretty nice. Like how that turned out. So what I'd like to do first, before I start editing, is like, okay, let's hit the auto button. Boom. Oh, that looks good. You see why I said that it's very important to get everything right in camera. So when you click that auto button, you can make fine adjustments as you go along. So we're gonna do slight adjustments here. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna try to dehaze just a little bit. And let me show you how the dehaze works here. So I'm gonna dehaze just a little bit, not too much. I do like that natural green color. So let's go back into the Adobe colors. So I'm gonna actually pick landscape for this one. All right, and I'm gonna keep the white balance as I shot it, because this is how my white balance was correct in camera. This is why I say get everything right in camera. It's very important. And I'm gonna increase the clarity by 7%, and I'm gonna keep the texture about 5. And you can see where that's looking good already at 100%. See, we can really good right now, and I really am happy with this result. But we are not done with it, because I'm going to actually tweak the results a little bit more. So I'm seeing here that my exposure is kind of not peeking over as much as my shadows, but so we're going to tiny increase the shadows just a bit, and maybe take the exposure just down, maybe right about there. And let's fix these blacks really quickly. So I'm pressing the alternate key and using my mouse as I go along, and as you can see, I make fine adjustments this way. I don't want to crush the blacks too much, so that looks about okay. And then what I like to go into the tone curve is add maybe a medium contrast and just mess with this just a bit. Bring this down a little bit. There you go. Slightly right there. And we are going to bring this down just a little bit. That's it. Slight S curve, slight S curve. I'm gonna make sure these contrast looks a little bit decent. And now we're gonna go into sharpness. So this is where I'm gonna pay more attention to what I'm actually doing here. Put my hand over here, and I want to show you guys. Look how detailed that looks. That looks amazing. The detail that's coming off this image. Now I am really impressed. So I'm going to actually just increase my amount by, let's do 47, and then 0.9. Actually, I'm sorry. Ooh, what happened there? Oh, I forgot I had the keyboard set up here. Wow, that was freaky. I gotta remember not to do that again. Okay, so details, I'm gonna boost up just 28%, and then I'm gonna mask. So what I'm gonna do is alternate key once again, use my mouse, left click, and adjust the mask to about right there. All right. Then I'm going to take my lumens and do about 10, 11. That looks pretty decent. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. But I am going to make some adjustments to my color. So I am going to increase the color to about 30. Color detail, I am going to make some adjustments to that as well as 54. And smoothness about 55. And then I'm going to make my way up to the color adjustments, which is called HSL. And the first thing I'm going to do is mess with this hue really quickly. So I know I got lots of greens there, right? And I know I got a little purple and some Vanette or Manetta color. I got a lot of greens and I got yellows. So what I'm going to do is tweak it just a little bit, so it looks pretty natural. So what I'm going to do is bring down the greens a little bit. So if I increase those greens, you see how the stem on the green is? It just gets really rich to a point where it's not usable. So I'm going to bring it down where it looks natural, at least natural. That looks about right. But I'm gonna bring these purples down. If I bring it up, it just looks too unnatural. So I'll bring the purples down a little bit. And the Vanetta as well. See, if I change the color, this is what happens. So I'm just gonna bring it to a point where I think it looks acceptable. I think that looks acceptable right there because that's the color. There's a little too much red in that category, but I am going to give it a little yellow, a little punch of mix with a little bit of, bring down that orange just a bit, because this is where that orange and that yellow is blended together up here with the bokeh balls. You see the bokeh balls? Look at that, sweet. Now this is shot at f9, by the way, and look at the bokeh balls. Ooh, I know you love some bokeh. Don't sit there and not watch this and say you do not love bokeh, because everyone loves a creamy background. All right, so now we're gonna hit saturation. This is what I go do with saturation. I'm gonna just saturate just a little bit on those yellows, just a little bit on the yellows, and then I'm gonna actually bring the greens a little bit more natural again, to a point it looks like I'm actually increasing shadow, if that makes sense. So I wanted it to look like a really natural green. So just when you make subtle, minor, or just tweaks to the adjustment bars when you're in the colors, you could make a big impact. Just because you tweak just one doesn't mean anything. If you tweak a few colors, you can make a very, very big impact. All right, and then I'm actually going to bring down those purples. See how that looks. I'm gonna punch it. No, I don't want to punch it. See, you see where I punch it, and it just looks too unrealistic. So bring that down a little bit there, but bring the Vanetta up just a slight bit, and I'm gonna zoom in here and make sure it looks pretty damn natural. Looks natural to me. And then the lumens. So I am gonna darken that yellow just a bit, and then give my little orange a little boost there. Bring down the reds. Bring down the reds about 5. Yeah, let's do 7%. And then work on the purple side of this. Nice. Bring it down to purpose 8. I'm gonna leave this alone. So now we are done with the color adjustments, and then now I'm gonna actually do chromatic aberrations to make sure that you can see the lens profile. Okay, Tamron SP90. So you guys have full indication that I was using a full Tamron SP90mm micro lens. I'm not yanking your chain and anything like that. So effects I'm not going to use at this time because I'm going to do everything in Nik Collection. I'm going to show you how I'm going to be utilizing Nik Collection and Lightroom. And we're going to make some adjustments here. So I like to make some of my adjustments in my own presets that I have here. So, and what I'm going to do is brighten the shadows just a little bit here. And no, it's not going to change what I already did. This is making some finer adjustments because I do want to actually make sure that, see here, it tells me in real time too. It showed me in real time. Not sure if this YouTube live stream is doing any justice and showing you guys in real time. You can see the difference when I said when I want to fix the reds or fix the greens. And I think I'm gonna go with fixing the greens here because it looks more like the morning time as I took this shot. And I want those yellows and I want that punchy yellow and orange coming from the sun to be in the background and make sure that you guys can get that nice separation, but also can see those bokeh balls. So if I do a color pop, it shows you me in real time what will happen. As you can see, see how it warms up there. Now I do like this warmth, I do like it, but it's not very appealing to me at this time. So I'm gonna go with the color pop. Just a slight bit, and that is just a polish. As you can see, it says polish. I'm just polishing the colors. All right, I'm not doing anything freaky crazy or anything like that. Now, before I make any adjustments, I am looking at this black vignette, this creamy look, and I think I like this look. Let's check out heavy really quickly. Can I just change the theme song? Alright, now we're talking. Alright, so we now know what I'm going to do when I get into Lightroom. So, let's check this out. This looks... This looks a little bit washed. So, let's do this. There we go. That's better. I'm just looking for signs if I need to make any adjustments before I exit out of camera raw. Look at the bokeh. It's just so clean. Look at the detail on that. Wow. It's amazing. And let me fix this and show you what happens when I darken the shadows. What do you guys think? You think this looks more natural or lighten up the shadows a little bit? I think I like the softness of the... I think I like the softness of where it is because I'm going to add some cool effects in Nik Collection. Yeah, that looks... Alright, we're going to open this into Photoshop now, and it's going to be reading the camera raws, format files, and then place them in. And we got picture. Excellent. Now, this is based on every other different photographer. This is how I don't have to follow routines that other photographers have done. This is my own style. This is how I edit my photos. This is how I process my photos. This is how I look at things in the real world. Some photographers look at different angles differently. But And as I said, you guys want to support the channel, subscribe, like, and share. Let the people know that I'm online right now, and unfortunately YouTube is not letting anyone know in my subscription that I'm online right now. And I know my friend David Oster is up right now in Australia. He's probably going to be watching this after and going to tell me, like he told me before, I believe, in the conversation, that he didn't realize that the notification process is not even on. And I got a comment yesterday from yesterday's live stream that, yeah, YouTube only wants to turn on notification if they want to turn on your notification. So it's pretty obvious. So we're gonna add a little bit of detail extract, but I'm gonna put it in a certain area. So I'm gonna focus on this area here, not the whole entire screen. This is why I like link collection. If I need to make fine detail adjustments, which right there is center, I can. So this is what you're going to be looking at. I'm not sure if you guys can see that in the real time, but let's increase. I'm just going to do 5%. I'm not going to go overboard with it. So I use a control point in the collection. The control point is going to give me to add either capacity, which is like how much I want the sharpness or the detail extracted to be seen, or how large I want the area to be. So if I want it to be that big, which seems about right, and you might not notice a certain difference until I'm finished with the photo. So now I'm going to add a new filter. Now with this filter, I'm going to add white neutralizer. Now this is either going to break or bank me. So it depends how I feel about the image. So I can go with this look, right? Or I can go with this look, which is a warmer touch, but more accurate to what I was seeing through the EVF. Even though I'm having EVF issues on the camera, but obviously this is what the golden hour was showing me. This is like 7 o'clock in the morning. So there is a perfect golden hour, and I'm trying to emphasize that golden hour when I'm taking micro photography images. But I can also go in here and change it to a gray card if I wanted to. So make it look more a little appealing and dull if you want, or I can do the gray card here, give it a little more punch, or we can do a little bit of white. How about that? And then we can change it. You see how it subtle changes? I'm not sure you guys can see that, so let's do that again. Let's go with the gray card. You see that difference? Now pay attention to when I hit the solid gray color, which you can see the red is at 192, green's 192, blue's 192, and then see that subtle difference? And then boom. And I believe I do like the warmth on this. It might be a little bit too strong for some people, but for me it just looks pretty decent. Yeah, you can go with this, but we're gonna make a final adjustment a little bit. Actually, I want to focus up here. Alright. So I'm making a fine adjustment on top with the white neutralizer on top, not the entire screen. So I definitely recommend, if you are using the collection, that you use the control points to pinpoint accurate what you're doing. So let's try to change it a little bit here. Did it just change the whole? Yeah, I don't want it to change the whole entire screen. Yeah, right there should be good. Now see what we're gonna get out of these colors here. I don't think I like none of them actually. This just looks too saturated in a bit, but it also looks a little bit too. It looks great. It just looks a little bit too unrealistic. But I like how the fact that it gives me the option to take the background, which is the depth of field, and create a separate for the bokeh balls that you see in the back. So I do like that. If you can notice the difference, so different. Look at that. Whoa, that's a big difference. Look at that. Super big difference. Warm colors, cool colors. I do like this cool effect though, because that also separates the background. As you can see, look. See how that it separates, but it still keeps that warm integrity. I mean, if that makes sense, that warm detail. But we can adjust warmth just a bit. And bring down the saturation just a bit. Right about there. That looks about good, but I wonder if I was to do this. You see how it changes from cool? Not sure if YouTube is doing justice right now, but looking at this, it's definitely doing a big difference. You see that? Did you guys just see that? Look at that. Big difference. So we are going to increase the size of that. We're going to bring this down just a bit, because we want to keep the top of the frame where the bokeh is. We want that warm. We want that to pop a little bit. I want that to pop a little bit. Like I said, this is based on taste, because every photographer has their own different style on how they see colors. And I think that looks good. And we're gonna exit out of Nick collection for a moment. And now I'm gonna process these by saving these first, then import them in Lightroom. Why am I doing that in Lightroom? I'm gonna show you why. But thank you for watching. So anyone that's watching this after the live stream, I do appreciate it. I really do. It really does help artists like myself and many others grow on a platform that's unstable. Alright. Now I'm gonna save these and export these out. And I don't have a name for it right now, but we're gonna create a name for it. Now, I shot this. Let me have you understand something. Image size. I always full my frame without trying to crop. So what I do is I take the picture, make sure I adjust back and forth, because I want to full the frame so I can utilize all those megapixels, all those creamy megapixels. So I want to utilize it. I don't like to crop my images. I really don't. But most of the time I'm filling the frame every single time. So we're gonna go back into one of my folders here. So we're gonna name this. I don't have a good name for it. I wish YouTube would have just sent out notifications, because you guys can help me name this image. So I'm gonna probably name it, I don't know, purple. I'm gonna purple heart. Just do purple heart for now, but I want to capitalize that. All right. So this is a high res file, 6,000 by 4,000. And now, this is what I'm going to also do. we're gonna create a low res for Instagram, but it's gonna be a very sharp and detailed low res image, so you can pitch and zoom on Instagram to check out details. But first, what I want to do, take my clean text and drag it to my photo. So this is like really imprinting a watermark into the image. Mind you, now I can go back to this image, I can take it off, but high res is going to be my main file that I'm going to be using. And I like to take the Pateron SP lens as well, put it there, just so like people get a clue what I shot this on. I'll make it a little bit smaller, center that on top, and then export. And my height, this is where I'm going to change my height to 2048. So 2048. And as you can see, changes everything. And then now I'm going to export this out to the Pateron low res folder. Name it purple. Oops, purple heart. Now I'm going to be booting up Lightroom. So as we wait for Lightroom to boot up, I want to say arigato to everyone, and please do tell a friend that the ThePandaPhotographer is just like one of you guys. I'm someone that is trying to make, I'm going to try to make a panda imprint on the photography community. And I want to try to let people know that I'm different from everyone, but we all bleed the same, we shit the same, we piss the same. Well, if you're male, yes, but if you're female, you might say, hey, well, I piss out of a hole. Well, I piss out of the stick, but but let's go, and we're gonna import these two files, the high and the res. I'm gonna show you why I'm doing this. Even though the metadata is already in there, but so we're gonna Pateron, uncheck. We're gonna click both files, import. Now it's writing the metadata, copyright metadata to all the images right now. This is why I'm doing this. And now we are in develop mode. Now, what I am going to do for you lovely pandas is that I am going to actually put that vignette in. So, is it too much? Should I just leave it alone? I think I want to emphasize the center. That's what I'm trying to go for. I want to emphasize the center, but I also don't want to make adjustments. So let's go down to my other presets and see what I can do here with the. That looks pretty decent. The medium. Oh, that's too heavy. I think the medium looks pretty damn good. What do you guys think? The creamy looks a little bit too heavy though, but it is emphasizing the center, which is like where the sharpest part of the image. Everything else falls off to the background and softens, falls off, which is great. I don't know. See that? I think I'm going to leave it just like that because it's also giving enough contrast. And you can see where I'm not trying to peak, but my exposure needs to come down a little bit. So just go fix that. This no. Okay, let's go fix that exposure just a bit. I don't want it to be peaking like that. So let's start over here. And let me make sure. Yeah, something's. I didn't have an ND filter or a polarizer. I do have a polarizer for the Pateron, but it's showing some imperfections. It's like a $30 ND filter, by the way. I'm sorry, ND filter, and it softens my images too much. I'm not a big fan. Sorry, Zombie, but actually I can show you it. Let me just go grab it really quickly for you. Okay, and I'm back. So I'm going to show you the ND filter. Oh, I need to wipe this off. So this is the variable ND filter. So it's pretty unique. I use it sometimes, but it does have an adjustment. So look, now you can see through it. Now you can't see in it. So, and I'm actually at my max, but I definitely don't want to hit it at the word max that's on there. I always go with the index that tells me the adjustment levels. That is my max. So don't be fooled. So if you put the arrow on max, you're actually getting that cross pattern effect, which is not good. But yeah, it does get darker. It gets completely dark, but I can see the X pattern. I can see the X pattern pretty strongly, even though it's still dark, but I can still see it. But this is supposed to be a 2 to 6 stop ND filter, and let me show you why. Take a break from editing really quickly. Let me show you why I can't use the lens hood with any of these filters while we're here. This is how it sticks out. You see? Can't use. I can't use. Ta-da! Magic trick. Yeah. But yeah, I can't use it. That's unfortunate. Pateron, I still love you guys. But what I did one time was, I guess I can try to do it again. Yeah, that was too complicated. It took me a while to take it off, and that was really annoying. So I wish that the front element design was a little bit better designed, in my opinion, because now I can't use ND filters and the lens hood at the same time. Or I can make some type of contraption where I can see how that would be nice, like something, I don't know, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, but now you guys get the idea why I wasn't able to actually use any ND filters or polarizers. But anyway, so what we're gonna do here, come on. I want to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave the way it is. And now I can press Control and A and then sync what I'm doing. Oops, I forgot to show you guys. So let me repeat that step again so you guys have a better understanding. So I'm pressing Control and A, You see how my secondary picture, which is the low res, gets highlighted? And then I'm gonna sync everything, but make sure you check the boxes that are required. Sync, and boom, it's on also the low res, so I don't have to repeat the same process over and over again. Now, here's another reason why I'm in Lightroom. If I right click, made it at a preset, you can see that 6x6 Studios copyright information is on the photo. So yes. So now we're gonna go to the high res file once again, export that out. This time I'm gonna show you a little technique. This technique is pretty awesome, and I think you guys should be doing it. So create a high and low res folder. If you need to create a third folder, make sure it's for like media consumption, like your website. I definitely recommend uploading images. It's up to you at 1,000 by 72 megapixels. So, and as you can see, I'm gonna custom name this Purple Heart. Once again, even though it's gonna read that I already have a folder, it may just say, hey, make a unique name for it. So that's what I'm going to do. And as you can see, I'm going to uncheck this box which it says resize fit. We're going to use that for the low res. And then I'm going to export out. Then I'm going to go to the low res and do export. This time I'm going to change the folder, camera, low, and for social media, Facebook or Instagram, I like to do 2048 by 300 resolutions of pixels per inch. I like to check that, and basically, or when I'm doing my website, I like to do 1,000 pixels by 72 pixels per inch for my website. It depends if you want to do it that way, so no one won't steal your images off your website. But this is why I always put so much metadata copy information on my images, because it does protect you from people doing the wrong things with your image, because people do check that information. Businesses, corporations, photography printing companies, like, hey, you stole this, I'm contacting this guy. Oh yeah. It's not trying to be the hero, it's just protecting us. We're supposed to protect each other from the wrong people. So this is why I recommend. But I'm going to be exporting this out long edge, as you can see, and we are done. So now this last step is to send this to my email. I take my phone, I download that image from my email, I send it to myself, I can post it on Instagram, and then do the hashtags and stuff with that, so it does help. But if you guys enjoy the content, please let me know down in the descriptions below if you do really enjoy the content. I'm trying to be very relaxed. I had a very busy morning, and if you guys like the bow tie, give me a thumbs up, please. It really does help. Thumbs up, banzai. But anyway, go have a beer, some sake, some soju, some wine. Make sure you eat healthy today. Make sure you stay hydrated at the same time. So today it's going to be close to 90 degrees here in Madison, which is way over. It's hot. It's getting there. But if you guys also like the glasses, let me know. Give me a thumbs up for that. But if you guys want to support the channel, I really do appreciate it that you guys support. Those links down in the description below. And also, if you want to make a financial donation to keep the lights on here, please, the PayPal donation link is open for all. You don't need a PayPal account to actually donate. There will be a 1.5 tax reduction that's been taken out from that. That's from donated to a cause. So please, it really does help and establish ground here and to give back to others, unfortunately, like myself. But if you guys like the bokeh background here, also, that's why I'm trying to shoot at 1.8. I'm trying to keep this as neutral but smooth as possible. Noticed some imperfections in the last stream yesterday, so but overall, I am having a great experience as a photographer. I wouldn't trade anything in the world for it. It's been such an experience. All right. Right, you got that clean. Got to keep the lenses clean. Got to keep the girls clean. So, other than that, thank you everyone for watching, and I do appreciate that you guys take the time out to visit and share with me what you guys think about the editing process. What would you do differently to this particular photo? I actually should later actually give you guys the image myself so you guys can edit yourself. But again, I do sell these images. I try to sell them on Shutterstock and stuff like that, so it does really help me grow. Oh my god, what is that? What is that? I don't use this lens at all, and it should not have any scratches on it. I do use it when it comes to a pinch, but see, I even from here, I don't like how that looks. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. Yeah, don't like how that's making the colors look. But, yeah. Other than that, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's the polarizer. This is a CPL polarizer. I can see the shift, like I can see like the reflection on the lens shifts. Now it's shiny, dim, shiny, dim. Even when I'm shifting it, I can see my monitor, my field monitor right there, which is right here. It's definitely, yeah. It got black. Can't see it now. And now it's open. So yeah, CPLs are really good for what you do. So definitely recommend, make sure that you buy a CPL polarizer. So other than that, have a good one guys. See ya.